She plops right on your toes the second you sit down. He wiggles between your ankles in the kitchen. They nudge your shoe with that pleading look. You've seen it a dozen times and assumed it was just a cuddly quirk. Here's the part that surprises people: it's not only about affection, it's your dog's built-in anxiety alarm. Stay with me. I'm breaking down 5 secret reasons your dog claims your feet as a sofa, and by number 5 you'll have a mini calm-down routine that works in seconds. Let's kick off with the first hidden motive. Your dog sees your feet as the front line of the pack. Centuries ago, wolves curled up around the leader's legs, guarding the center of the sleeping circle. At home today, your feet sit at ground level, an anchor point loaded with your unique scent. When Fido flops onto your toes, he's literally plugging into your security network. He's saying, if I'm on your direct scent, nothing bad can sneak up on us. Now, here's a quick tip: next time he settles on your feet, try shifting your toes gently to press back. That small squeeze feels like a reassuring hug. It reinforces the message, I've got you. Over time, he learns that you're aware of his need for safety and responds by relaxing his whole body. No more jittery tail wags or nervous circling. Just calm, content rest. If you recognized your dog plopping on your toes for security, the guide in the description shows you exactly how to build that calm routine step by step. Open the link, and you'll have simple exercises to turn that foot sit into a Zen signal instead of an anxious scramble. Next up is reason number 2. Have you noticed your dog sniffing off your socks right after a rough day? That's not just sniffing, it's a mood check. Dogs read your stress hormones like an open book. And why that track leads them right back to your feet, we'll unpack it in a second. Here's what's really going on. You step in after a long day. Tension in your shoulders. Your dog circles, nose down, then zeroes in on your shoes. They're hunting for cortisol. Those stress molecules waft through the air or cling to fabric. Dogs can smell a teaspoon of sugar in an Olympic-sized pool. So when your pup noses your socks, he's not just being nosy, he's doing a health check. He wants to know if you're calm enough for him to relax. If he detects even a hint of your unease, he plops on your feet to broadcast, I've got your back. Here's a quick hack: before you flop on the couch, take 2 deep breaths, then deliberately rub your ankles together. That spreads a smidge of your calm-down scent. Your dog picks it up and thinks, all clear. He'll settle faster, with fewer jangled nerves. Try it next time, you'll see him unclench almost immediately. But why feet? Why not your lap or the sofa cushion? That brings us to reason number 3, and this one changes everything. Your feet are a living heat radiator. They pump out more warmth than your jeans or the pillow beside you. Dogs chase warmth, it's hardwired. In the wild, wolves nestled against the north-facing side of the den to soak up residual body heat from packmates. At home, your tootsies offer a perfect microclimate. Pressing his belly or chin to your toes, your dog tucks into a little hot spot that feels like a personal heated blanket. Think of it like this: on chilly evenings, you reach for a throw. Your dog reaches for your ankles. It's cozy, but it's also strategic. That extra body heat helps regulate his core temperature, especially if he's short-haired or lean. So he's not just seeking comfort. He's maintaining his thermostat. To leverage this, introduce a mild heat pad beside your seat. Set it to a safe, low setting, just enough to feel like a warm hug. When your dog hops onto that spot instead of your feet, gently redirect him there. With consistency, he'll learn, feet can stay free, and I've got my personal warming station. You'll reclaim your toes, and he'll still get the warmth he craves. Next up, reason number 4 dives into an instinct you never knew was at play: an ancient guard duty trick you'll spot in your dog's stance every evening. Stay tuned. Why does your dog freeze in place at your feet every time you stand up? It's not just habit. It's an ancient guard duty trick. Centuries ago, wolves on sentry posts would station themselves at the den entrance. Your feet are your dog's entrance. When he settles there, he's keeping watch. Animal behaviorists have found that this stance triggers heightened alertness. His body tenses. His ears swivel. He wants first dibs on any threat. It's strategic, not needy. Notice how he shifts side to side, head low but eyes sharp. That's perimeter guarding. He believes he's defending his territory, your home and your person. The practical takeaway: teach a settle cue far enough away from your feet, then reward calm posture. Over time, he learns guard mode belongs to you, and relaxation belongs to him, on his bed or a mat you've designated. You'll ease his burden, and your toes will get a break. Why does he lean back against your toes and knead at your socks? That's not just a cute quirk. He's redistributing his scent. Dogs have sweat glands in their paws. By pressing in, he's stamping you with his personal signature. It's social glue. In a wild pack, scent marking reinforces alliances. On your living room floor, it reassures him, this human is mine. I belong. Research suggests this scent exchange lowers stress hormones in both dog and owner. You can honor this ritual without sacrifice. Swap in a worn t-shirt or a small blanket. Lay it at your feet and let him knead there. Praise when he chooses that spot. You'll maintain the bond he craves while reclaiming your shoes and socks. Why does he flatten himself at your feet when thunder rumbles or fireworks pop? That's a clear anxiety anchor. Loud noises trigger an adrenaline surge. He's desperate for stability. By wedging into your space, he taps into your steadiness. His heart rate slows. His breathing evens out. He's literally grounding himself through you. If you've seen trembling, yawns, lip licks alongside the foot sitting, that's a red flag for stress. Here's a quick tip: pair the action with a calm cue like anchor. Gently guide him to lie by your side, say, anchor, in a soothing tone, and reward the calm with a chew toy or a soft treat. Repeat during quiet moments so the word itself becomes a signal of safety. If you recognized your dog's anxious cling in that last example and you want a step-by-step plan to build a calmer routine, open the guide in the description. It walks you through clear exercises to read his signals and reinforce confidence so you both stay serene through storms. Next up, reason number 7 peels back the layers of pack structure. Wait until you see how your dog is really calling the shots in your living room. Stay tuned. Reason number 7, why does your dog park himself on your feet when you're settling in for an evening of TV or a casual chat? It isn't random. It's a subtle leadership handshake. In wolf packs, subordinates often pressed against alpha feet to acknowledge status, but they also claimed proximity to power. Your dog is both submitting and securing influence. He's saying, I trust you to lead, and I want to stay close enough to guide you. Science like tells us oxytocin surges when dogs share body contact with people they see as alpha, reinforcing that pack bond. Emotionally, it's a mix of respect and partnership. Watch how he shifts his weight, nudges his shoulder into your shins, then settles once he senses you recognize his move. That little shuffle is his way of negotiating roles. You lead the way to dinner, he leads the watchdog shift between commercials. To channel this, introduce a partner spot exercise. On cue, point to a mat placed just beside your feet and say, side. When he claims that spot, praise immediately. Gradually, he learns this new handshake preserves his pack role without monopolizing your toes. Now, reason 8 dives into a quirk you've likely missed, why he sometimes rolls onto his back while still on your feet, and what that reveals about his trust levels. Stay with me. Why does your dog roll onto his back while perched on your feet? Picture him dozing at your side, then suddenly twisting until his belly faces the ceiling, paws in the air. It isn't just a random stretch. Here's the part that surprises people, it's a full-on trust signal wrapped in a built-in thermostat. In wolf packs, pups expose their bellies under alpha feet to show submission and feel safe. But there's more. When your dog flips, his spine opens up, letting heat escape faster, perfect for cooling down after a romp. At the same time, that vulnerable belly ups his oxytocin rush, cementing your bond. Emotionally, he's saying, I feel so secure with you, I don't need to guard myself. Next time he flips, hold your calm. Wait a beat, then slide a hand gently along his flank or chest rather than diving straight for the belly rub. You're honoring that trust gesture and reinforcing that cozy connection. Moving on to reason 9, number 9 changes everything. Why does your dog sometimes tuck his head between your feet while sitting on them? Imagine his forehead pressed into your laces, ears drooping as if he's found a cave. He's echoing an ancient den instinct. Wolf pups would squeeze into crevices for safety and warmth. By burrowing his head, your dog recreates that snug sanctuary. Science tells us gentle pressure on the head and neck can trigger serotonin release, like a weighted blanket for pups. Emotionally, he's seeking a microhaven whenever outside sounds or house noises send his stress meter up. Here's your takeaway, introduce a dedicated den spot away from your toes. Drape a blanket over a low chair or use a crate with the door off. Teach him den so he learns on cue where to find that pressure-soothing hideaway. And here's a next step you won't want to miss. If you recognized your dog tucking his head and you'd like a step-by-step routine to build calm cues around that den instinct, open the guide in the description. It walks you through setting up a den routine that makes home feel like the safest place on earth. Now, on to reason 10, why does your dog sometimes pivot his hips, letting one hind leg splay out across your shoes? Stay with me. This half-stretch, half-lean is more than a lazy sprawl. It's a dual-purpose move, part comfort posture, part guard duty. By stretching his hips against your feet, he loosens up stiff muscles, remnants of the roaming lifestyle of wild canids. At the same time, that angled stance keeps him ready to spring up if he senses danger. It's like he's saying, I'm relaxed, but I've got your six. To channel this, build a mini cool-down routine at the end of play sessions. After fetch or tug, ask for a sit, then guide his hind legs with a gentle counterstretch, you'll see his hips naturally flare out. Pair it with a quiet, relax cue. Over time, that stretch becomes its own calming signal, so he can self-regulate without sprawled limbs in your way. Coming up at reason 11, we'll decode the separation anxiety flags hiding in these clingy moments. What feels like loyalty might actually be your dog's quiet alarm bells. Stay tuned. When your dog glues himself to your feet like Velcro, it isn't just affection. It's a low-key alarm bell. Here's the part that surprises people, that steadfast stance often masks separation anxiety. Wolves huddle in dens, so stragglers stick close to the alpha for safety. In your living room, your dog treats your legs like den walls. Underneath, his heart rate speeds up. He'll pant softly, lick his lips, maybe even circle once before settling. Emotionally, he's saying, don't go. I need you here to feel secure. To help him, build tiny breaks. Start by stepping one foot off the mat, then return immediately and reward calm. Gradually extend that gap by a count of 3, then 5. Always come back before he panics. Over time, he learns that you'll always return, and feet become a place of safety, not a behavioral trap. Moving on, reason 12 unveils why those yawns and subtle lip licks show far more than you think. Stay with me. Why does your dog sit on your feet? Because he's decoding your scent. Here's the part that surprises people: by pressing his paws into your shoes or socks, he's gathering chemical clues about where you've been, what you've eaten, and even how stressed you were. In wolf packs, the pups sample the alpha's saliva on twigs to know if danger's near. At home, your dog leans in to read your personal report card. If you've had a rough day, he might pant or lick his lips, trying to calm his own nerves. What you do next: leave a worn t-shirt or sock in his bed. He still gets your signature smell without needing to park himself on your toes. Stay with me. Why does your dog sit on your feet? Because he's discovered the fastest route to your attention. Feet are impossible to ignore. One sturdy sit there and you can't help but look down, scratch his ears or say his name. It's not manipulation, it's ancient puppy talk. Back in the wild, a young wolf nudges the alpha's side to beg. At home, your dog nudges your toes. To redirect, teach him a place command. Pick a mat or bed, lure him there, reward every second he stays. Soon he'll choose the mat over your feet, and you both get calm boundaries. If you recognize your dog using his feet to summon your attention, our guide in the description shows you how to build a calmer routine and teach him an alternative place cue. Open the guide in the description now. Why does your dog sit on your feet? Because he's become your personal anchor. Ever notice how he hooks his leg around yours when you stand? Dogs evolved to move with the alpha, scanning for threats. By clipping to your ankles, he taps into your radar. When you shift forward, his body tenses; when you sink back, he knows it's safe. To break the habit, pause for 2 counts before you move. That split-second delay teaches him you're predictable. He won't feel he must brace himself at your ankles. And coming up soon, reason 15 reveals why some dogs even circle your feet before settling, a nesting instinct that's pure animal magic. Stay tuned. Now, reason 15, that little circle your dog traces around your feet before plopping down is more than a quirky jig. It's heritage digging, pure and simple. In the wild, wolves paw and turn in a tight spiral to pat down grass, check for hidden pests, even warm the ground. Your living room isn't so different. By spinning once or twice, he's subconsciously preparing a micro-den, scanning for threats, flattening the floor, and settling his mind. If you interrupt that ritual, he may hesitate or switch spots. Instead, let him complete his circle on a designated mat. When he finishes, reward him with a soft yes and a gentle ear rub. You'll transfer that nesting comfort from your toes to his own space, and he'll learn that the mat is the place for his ancient dance. Next, reason 16, the weight shift, that full body lean into your leg or foot. It looks like a demand for petting, but it's actually a pressure point massage. Dogs have mechanoreceptors in their paw pads and along their flanks. When he leans, those receptors fire, releasing endorphins and lowering stress hormones. Meanwhile, he gains stability, anchoring himself in your balance. Think of it as a canine hug and home base all in one. To honor this need, stand still for 2 seconds when he leans, then give a brief scratch between the shoulders. That small pause and touch teach him that leaning in earns comfort, so he won't need to apply more weight or shift unpredictably. Taken together, these instincts, nesting circles and pressure point leans, layer meaning onto every sit. Your dog isn't just staking claim to your toes. He's scanning, nesting, massaging, anchoring. Each nuance is a coded message: I'm safe. I belong. I'm calm. You can respect his ritual by offering an alternative surface for his circle and a consistent touch protocol for his lean. Coming up next at Reason 17, we'll explore why your dog sometimes perks an ear the moment he lands on your foot, how that tiny twitch can tell you he's listening for your next step, and what it reveals about his anticipation and trust. Stay with me. That tiny ear twitch the moment he lands on your foot? It's not random. He's redirecting his senses to you. Dogs don't just flop on you and zone out. When that ear pinches forward, he's scanning your next move, your heartbeat, your breath, the shuffle of your socks. It's anticipation wrapped in reassurance. What to do? Simply freeze. That split second of stillness tells him you're tuned in. Then speak softly, 1 or 2 words, so he links that ear flip with your calm voice. Over time, he learns, when I land on feet and perk an ear, my human hears me. From listening he moves to smelling. Have you ever caught him slowly sweeping his nose over your toes? That's nosework in its purest form. Each ridge of your sock holds a fingerprint of sweat, salt, even your last snack. He's reading your day, stress levels, diet shifts, maybe the PMS you didn't track. It's part foraging, part pack check. Let him do it for 5 seconds. Don't jerk your foot away. Reward that pause with a soft, good, or a gentle scratch. You're telling him, yes, this is safe data. And now that he trusts the process, he won't cave into frantic pawing or nibbling. If you recognized your dog in this, the guide in the description shows you how to read his scent cues step by step, and turn them into a daily check-in ritual. Open the link in the description. Next is the subtle foot shift. That micro step he takes on your toes, sometimes back, sometimes forward, feels like a nag. But it's his way of testing boundaries. He's gauging your reaction, making sure his spot is secure. When he shifts, hold your ground for a heartbeat. Then move 1 inch toward him. That gentle approach tells him you're confident, you won't be pushed aside. Soon he learns that a soft lean from you earns more security than any shuffle chase. And then there's the stare. Those big eyes locked on your footwear, unblinking. It looks intense, even eerie. But he's actually seeking permission to rest, to relax, to let his guard down. He's checking, am I allowed to be calm now? So answer him with a low, smooth tone. Come on up. Then rise slowly. That invitation releases his tension. He'll settle faster, without the anxiety tremor in his tail. Taken together, every toe perch, ear twitch, sniff, shift, and stare paints a map of his inner landscape. Each move is a coded message, I'm listening. I'm reading. I need your answer. And you can learn to read the whole lexicon. That rough tongue, those midnight paw nudges, they're the oldest language between our two species. You're not just sharing a sofa. You're conversing in instinct and trust. If you want to transform these footsits into a seamless calm routine, the guide in the description and pinned comment walks you through each step. Open that link now. Watch his body soften as he settles. You'll notice a tiny exhale, almost imperceptible, like the drift of a balloon losing air. That's his last guard slipping away. He's traded vigilance for comfort. When his shoulders drop and the tail wags in a slow, measured rhythm, he's telling you he trusts you completely. Now is the moment to mirror him. Take a breath in that same slow cadence, let your shoulders roll back, soften your gaze. He reads your energy as plainly as you read his. And there's more. Sometimes he'll stretch one leg out over your shoe, like an anchor tethering him to your presence. That limb extension stimulates proprioceptors, those sensors that tell him where each part of his body is in relation to yours. It's a subtle claim of security, literally anchoring his sense of self to yours. Give that leg a gentle rub, following the line from hip to elbow, and he'll learn that proximity and touch means safety. You might even catch a soft sigh, a canine version of, ah. Don't mistake it for boredom. It's relief, the release of cortisol that's built up from being on constant alert. Let it sink in. Recognize that every microsignal, ear pitch, toe shift, sigh, stretch, is a chapter in his story of trust. Practice this with intention. Next time he chooses your feet as his resting place, don't see it as a quirk but as an invitation. Respond with stillness, with touch, with calm. You'll find that small, mindful habits change the dynamic entirely. What seemed like a simple sit-on-your-feet moment becomes a dialogue of safety and belonging, proof that in those quiet seconds, you both speak the same ancient language.